the Leblon Real Estate Guide for Foreign Buyers. I'm here in Leblon, Rio de Janeiro, with the ocean on one side and the city's best lifestyle on the other. And if you are a foreign citizen thinking about buying property here, I want you to hear this before you fall in love with the first ocean view listing you see. Leblon can be an incredible purchase or a very expensive mistake. Today, I will show you how international buyers actually win in Leblon, what most foreigners get wrong, and how to choose the right street and the right building so you don't get trapped with pretty photos and hidden problems. And if you stay with me to the end, I will explain our property short list service, which is the fastest way to go from I am interested to I have 3 great options that make sense, without wasting months going through listings that unfortunately not always are real. This episode is built on our latest Leblon focus market search and what we see in real transactions with foreign clients. Who am I? I'm Camila Saunier and I'm the principal of Camila Saunier Realty. And I specialize in helping foreign clients buy real estate in Brazil with a process that feels familiar to US and UK and international standards. Clear steps, clear documentation, and a lot less guesswork. If you are watching because you are considering Leblon specifically, comment what your plans are below. We do read the comments to shape what we publish next. One important note before we go further, I am not an attorney and I'm not providing legal or tax advice on this video. Buying property in Brazil as a foreigner can be absolutely doable, but the legal and compliance details matter. That's why my agents works alongside with all of our lawyers. Together, we support clients with the full picture: due diligence, immigration strategy, and currency exchange compliance, so your purchase is structured properly, your documentation is consistent, and your funds move transparently. If you want more high-quality practical content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow me. We publish new videos about Brazil often, especially about real estate, lifestyle, and the how it really works side of moving and investing here in Brazil. The Real Luxury Map. Top 5 most expensive neighborhoods in Rio de Janeiro. Let's start with context, because Leblon makes more sense when you see where it is sitting in the Rio's luxury map. In Rio, the 5 most expensive neighborhoods are typically Leblon, Ipanema, Lagoa, Jardim Botânico, and Gávea. If you are choosing Leblon, you are choosing the top of the pyramid, not just a nice neighborhood. That matters because it changes how you should think about your purchase. In the most premium neighborhoods, the game isn't only about price. The real game is scarcity, building quality, documentation, and resale liquidity. Why Leblon is so expensive and why it stays that way. Here's the honest reason Leblon costs what it costs. You can't manufacture more Leblon. The neighborhood has structural scarcity. There are limits on what can be built, and a lot of the area's density is protected, which naturally caps new supply. When supply stays tight and demand stays high, prices don't need to prove themselves every year. They are protected by the fundamentals. So that's why Leblon behaves less like a normal neighborhood and more like an asset class. It's lifestyle, yes, but it's also a math situation. And that's also why foreigners tend to love it. If you are coming from a city where scarcity drives value, Leblon feels familiar to you. Micro Leblon, where foreigners overpay and where they win. Now let's get tactical, because this is where buyers either look brilliant or feel regret later. When people say, I want Leblon, I always ask, which Leblon? Because Leblon is not one market, it's several micro markets that behave differently. First, for example, Delfim Moreira, the trophy area. This is the beachfront address where the views are headlines. Properties here are rare and buyers are buying a statement. It's also where condo rules and condo fees can be more demanding because the service standard is higher. Second, Baixo Leblon, the walkable heartbeat. If you want to step out and be in the center of restaurants, boutiques, and the everyday energy of Leblon, this is the zone many expats choose. You are paying for frictionless lifestyle and access. Third, Alto Leblon, quieter and greener. Alto Leblon tends to feel more residential, more calm, often with incredible views, depending on the building. Many foreign families like it because of the pace here is softer. Fourth, Jardim Pernambuco, ultra private and gated. This is the privacy first pocket. If your priority is security, discretion, and very high-end residence feel, it belongs to you. Fifth, Selva de Pedra, a strategic entry with a strong infrastructure. For some buyers, this is where the value and practicality meet. Solid international infrastructure, family-friendly feel, and still very Leblon. Here's the key point. The best buy in Leblon is rarely the cheapest listings. The best buy is usually the property that has the strongest combination of 1. Location logic, 2. Building governance, and 3. Clean documentation. That's what protects you on the way in and out. The micro advantage foreign buyers often have. This is the part many international buyers don't realize until they are already negotiating. In Brazil, interest rates can be high, and that affects who can buy and how they buy it. In the Leblon luxury segment, deals often happen with significant cash components and lower reliance on local financing, which means a well-prepared foreign buyer can sometimes negotiate more effectively, especially when a seller starts high and needs to close soon. And there's another reality. Foreign buyers frequently arrive with stronger currencies, which can make meaningful differences in the purchase power and flexibility. The takeaway in Leblon, the buyer who is organized and ready tends to get the better deal, not necessarily the buyer who is loudest. The foreign buyer's roadmap. Let's talk about buying process in a clean way that feels easy and calm. For most foreign buyers, it starts with a practical requirement. You will need a CPF, which is a Brazilian tax ID number used for all major transactions. From there, the biggest shift for foreigners is understanding that the smooth purchase in Brazil depends on 2 things: representation and due diligence. Many non-residents don't open a Brazilian account easily, and that's why buyers often use a structured approach with professional support and, when appropriate, a power of attorney to keep everything compliant and efficient. Then comes the real heart of it, due diligence. This is not glamorous, but it's everything. It's where we clarify the property status, documentation, seller conditions, and any red flags that could delay closing and create risks later. And yes, you need to budget for closing costs properly. In Rio, there is a municipal property transfer tax, and there are notary registry costs as well. I'm mentioning this for planning, not as a tax advice, and this is exactly where your legal team should guide you based on your specific situation. Finally, there's currency exchange compliance. International transfers should be done correctly. You want a clean story for your funds, correct documentation, and proper compliance. This is where our partnership with Oliveira Lawyers makes a huge difference for foreign clients, because it turns a stressful part of the process into a managed one. The Leblon shortlist filter. Now I'm going to give you the filter we use to avoid the classic foreign buyers mistakes. When we shortlist Leblon properties for international clients, we look at the home, of course, but we also look harder at where it sits, behind the home. We start with the micro location because the block can change everything in Rio. Sun, airflow, noise, and a day-to-day walkability matters more than most people expect. In this city, the difference between a breeze, bright apartment and a humid, dark one is not a small difference. It changes how you live. Then we evaluate the building itself. A beautiful unit inside a poor managed building can become expensive in slow, painful ways. Maintenance, surprises, governance issues, rule confusion, and a resale profile that is weaker than it looks today. Next comes renovation truth. Leblon has many gorgeous renovation apartments, but renovations can be either real engineering or per theater. We look for what was actually updated and how, not just finished or staged. Then we test liquidity. If you need to sell later, who is the next buyer? What makes this property easy to buy and sell? And finally, we pressure test documentation readiness. In Brazil, a clean deal is the fastest deal. The messy deal is the one that drains your energy and time. This is why we built our property shortlist services, because it's the fastest way to apply this filter without turning your life into a full-time Leblon browsing project. Property shortlist service. If you are serious about buying in Leblon, ask us about our property shortlist service. Here's what you can expect in plain language. You tell us your goals, your lifestyle needs, and your budget range. We then curate a short list property that actually matches your criteria, including options that may not show up in casual browsings or that require local context to evaluate property. From there, we help you compare the short list like an investor and like a future resident. And when you are ready to move forward, we coordinate everything with the level of rigor foreign buyers should expect. If you want to start, email us now at info@camilasaunier.com and my team will send you the next steps. The 7 mistakes foreigners make in Leblon. I want to save you from the most common mistakes I see. The first mistake is buying the view by ignoring the building. In Leblon, the buildings matter almost as much as the apartment. The second mistake is underestimating condo fees and rules. In premium buildings, the fees often reflect security, staff, and maintenance standards. You want to understand what you're paying for. The third mistake is assuming short-term rentals are allowed. Many, if not most, of the buildings in Leblon do not allow short-term rentals. The fourth mistake is falling in love before due diligence. Leblon is designed to seduce you, but the transaction should be done rationally. The fifth mistake is planning your budget around purchase price only. Closing costs and setup costs exist, and you should plan properly. The sixth mistake is expecting an instant closing timeline. Some transactions move quickly, but quickly means structured steps and a workflow. And the seventh mistake is treating legal support as optional. For foreign citizens, legal and compliance support isn't luxury. It's what keeps the purchase safe and clean. Residency pathway. One more strategic angle, especially for foreign citizens. Residency. Brazil has an immigration residency pathway connected to investment, and real estate can be part of that discussion, depending on the situation. This is not something you improve or copy from a friend. If residency is part of your plan, we coordinate with the Oliveira lawyers so your strategies align with the legal framework and your personal profile. To take home message to you. So there is the simple truth. Leblon is expensive because it's scarce, it's prestigious, and it delivers a lifestyle that stays in demand. But the way you buy here matters. If you buy with a smart short lease, clean due diligence, and proper documentation and compliance, Leblon can be one of the most satisfying purchases you will ever make in Brazil. If you want help, ask about our property short list service, reach out through the contact link below and tell us your target, size, budget, lifestyle, and whether it's a personal use or investment. And if you want us to publish a follow-up video, tell me what you are deciding between Leblon versus Ipanema, Ocean View, or 2 blocks back, family building versus lifestyle building. Put in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and follow, because we are publishing new interesting videos about Brazil often, and they are built to help you make better decisions and faster purchases with less risk and less noise. I'm Camila Saunier from Camila Saunier Realty, here from Rio, and I see you next time.